stream and then I just start playing a video of your previous stream. Oh. I can hear myself. Wait, you're playing a warrior now? How many characters do you have, Richard? What the hell?
Now he has like 7.
Oh my god. It's begun. It's true, and I guess you can just pay to boost them. It's not like he's that down level them. Wait, why do you need to... What do you mean skip the tutorial?
Oh. You mean in Dark Shore? Like the 40v40 war mode PvP?
Wait, they're organizing it, so being like, hey, come here, and we'll face you.
Well, no, I don't think they were organizing that way. Someone from Horde side was organizing a 40-man group to go look for trouble.
Well, I was looking at your server. Your server is Horde dominated. It's like 8-to-1 ratio or something. That's because with phasing, I mean, you're gonna see other people from other servers, right? Well, BGs are different. Those are like battle group. Why, do you guys lose a lot of BGs?
Yep.
That's interesting because honestly, back when I was playing as Alliance, it always felt like we lost a lot as well. Yeah, honestly, it's all shit luck. And also, honestly, sometimes you, depending on your gear and how you play, you can actually turn the tide of the battle too. Because I know, like, there's a lot of times where when I was playing, there was no healer, and as a ret paladin, though, I could do some off healing. And, like, as I'm doing damage, like, it's not, I don't think it's the same anymore because obviously abilities have changed, but yeah, back then, like, my damage wasn't, like, as good, but I can make up for it with survivability and like keeping other people alive long enough to kill other people. Because I mean, if you can keep the rest of your team alive as you like burn someone down, I mean, theoretically it doesn't matter how much damage you do, right? As long as everybody else is contributing.
Our encampment is secure for now, but remain vigilant.
Like, let's say like 80% of the time.
It's tough. It's tough, right? Because if the other team has healers and they're actually like good, it's hard to fucking kill them. Especially right now, like between expansions. But to be honest, like if your whole team just targeted that one healer and just bursted him down, I'm pretty sure you could kill him. It's just the fact that most people don't do that. Most people like target random people. And then it's like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure if you have a team of 10 and all 10 of you freaking like target this healer, even if there is another healer, I doubt that they'll be able to keep him alive long enough. But the thing is, like, you have to kill that guy then try to kill the other healer, and then kill a team while they're all killing you. So I mean, it's kind of difficult, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Damage wise, from what I read, their mobility is kind of shitty. Like based on damage, apparently they do like a lot of damage, but like I said, like you got to remember BGs are different from arenas as well. So you might be like, oh yeah, in BGs they totally like fucked me up, but in arenas where it's like 3-on-3 in a smaller kind of map, it's not always about damage either, right? If you can't close the distance and they just like crowd control you the whole time, I mean, there's damage is useless if you can't close in on your target, right? And you gotta remember too that rated BGs are different from regular BGs too, where teams are more coordinated, right? So even then, like yeah, in like a pickup group BG where you just randomly queue for a BG, you might be a freaking all star because if you're good at your character, like most likely most people are probably not are just going to be average, so you dominate, right? So you might get the idea that your class is like you're like I don't know what everybody's complaining about, but it's different, right? Once you're actually like doing like organized PvP. Uh, I kind of like BGs better, but I'd say like if you wanted the best gear, it's changed now. I think like that you can do rated BGs to get really good gear, but back in the day, like if you wanted the good PvP gear, you had to do arenas. Um, I like BGs just because I think from a balancing standpoint, it's a bit easier to like balance things out knowing that there's 15 players versus like in a smaller like 2v2 that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to balance certain classes. Like I guess it's not about balancing. Certain classes just aren't good in certain brackets, right? That's just how it goes. I'd say like I didn't do rated BGs because I don't think were those around. I think those were in Pandaria, but I never did them, right? Because I was never in a guild. Um, but like from arenas, I found arenas kind of annoying in the sense that I did them with Mike. So yeah, you know how Mike gets. Not to mention when I was doing them, I was a Ret Paladin, and Ret Paladins were a bit different in Wrath Lich King compared to now. So from what I read, anyways. So yeah, like I'd say I like BGs a bit better because it's not always the same shit. Well, it's not just that. It's also arenas. Like I said, it's a lot of like and maybe rated BGs are like this too, but in arenas it's a lot of like fast pace, like crowd control, like counter crowd control, all that kind of shit. Like I don't know. I guess when I look back now, I'm like, you know what? That was a bit too much, like too turbo nerd for me personally. But to be honest, the best PvPers were the guys that did arenas because like you got really good at your class. Because like in BGs, like I said, a lot of times the pace is a bit slower. Rated BGs might be different, but a lot of times the pace is slower, or like you're facing people that maybe aren't like that good, so like you can like dominate. But in arenas, it's like once you get high enough in the brackets, you know that the people are good at their classes. Well, honestly, just here's the thing about that artifact shit. Just because you can unlock shit doesn't mean that you have to, right? Like, I guess if you really want that artifact, sure, but like, just because it's there doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get it, right? I'm guessing he wants it. Oh, someone probably killed what's his name? Malagos. It's an old boss from Wrath of Lich King.
What are you doing right now, Richard? Oh, I'm still trying to complete these quests, man. The heck, which ones? I don't recall.
Our wager Etrick sent you. His concern is noble, but unnecessary. Drumkar. The Horde will endure. To die today. Death is our likely end on those shores. You know this, yet I can see the determination.
You like your warrior better or your paladin?
Perhaps you have honor to regain there as well. Loktar. Without honor, we have nothing.
I saw that.
Now to select the appropriate
It's a long way
target.
down.
A soul engine, perhaps. That battleship might do. Cannons! Fly low and dodge the blasts! Make them!
What?
Shrug off your wounds, warriors! Another battle awaits!
Harvey didn't say they would be so short.
That old seer is mad, but rarely wrong. Come, friend. More demons approach. Prove your valor.
2 anymore.
A Valkyr approaches. We must greet her with respect. Come, heroes.
Surprised Travis hasn't been on. See like camping this weekend or something?
Hardgrim! Ulrich! Odin has judged you
tell Eric
worthy
about
for
that?
his halls! Come with me to glory!
What's going on with Mike?
Watch over me from above, my brothers, and save me a seat in the hall. A brute has joined the battle, little hero. Come and meet your fate before your place is taken.
Wait, Travis wants to move, and so he's actually going to become a hermit. Yeah, but then he has to add like internet and all that stuff. Is there good internet there or no?
My forces are legion. Your efforts are futile. What was that?
Okay, that's interesting. But how's he going to work all the way out there?
Enough! I will break you myself!
I guess he could do that. Huh.
Well, will you look at that?
Well, how much is it going to cost to build
This
this?
is the glorious death Harvey promised me!
I say we kill the demon instead. Little hero, you have proven yourself a worthy ally. Will you stand with us?
Have 200,000 to develop said property, or he's going to save money?
All of us together, we may yet be victorious. Either way, I'll not go down easily. Let us be about it then!
I will salute your courage in the halls of valor.
Or he could save money for a couple of years, like just very minimal spending. I mean, he can't spend that much at Chris's place, technically.
Is that the best you can manage, weaklings? A few scratches?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I can still...
And then what, you said he's gonna put a prefabricated home there? Like, what kind of prefabricated home?
You will die like the insect you are!
Oh.
Fight on here. For me, the halls await.
I don't know, if you Google prefabricated homes, there's some pretty sweet looking prefab homes.
Enough of this! Face your destruction!
Yeah, I don't think he's getting one of these ones though, but yeah, there's some really nice looking ones. Man, that's disappointing though. That means that I'm gonna have to drive all the way over there just to see Travis.
Impossible!
I guess Travis is becoming a real hermit. Dude, he's gonna be Master Roshi without the
A
pervertedness.
valorous sacrifice! But it is not yet your time.
Yeah, but how many people does he see normally other than at work?
I serve Odin.
Somehow I feel that I failed Travis.
Glory to you on the battlefield lies the eye of Odin.
Now, someone's,
which
not to be like that, but sometimes I feel like if I was back there, we could do more as a group, right? And then get Travis more included, and then maybe like be like, hey Travis, let's go for a walk. Hey Travis, let's go do this, and like kind of coerce him. Whereas when he's living with Chris kind of just does his own thing and kind of just spoke their own thing. I think honestly, I think that's a real. I don't want to say disappointment, but seems like they really missed the mark on that one to be like, hey, we're living together, we're both friends, let's do some things together too, right? Oh no, 100%, I agree with that. But I think also Chris kind of changed once they moved in together. Well, I guess he didn't really change. It's just his criticisms are coming out. Well, like things that you would normally just see like once in a while, now because you live with them, you see it all the time, right? Well, you know what I'm talking about. What a criticism is, like not part of the core group, like that kind of stuff. Power trips. Oh, Chris? Wait, he never mentioned this when when I visited. Well, that's generally what happens at the workplace, especially if you're dating someone at the workplace. Yeah, I see, Richard. That's what happens when you get on the vagina. That's all you start thinking about. In all seriousness, huh? Sorry, what? No, honestly, like half the time my girlfriend gets kind of upset. Like, not really super upset, but she always wonders why I don't miss her as much as she misses me. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I tell her, I'm like, okay, well, you went on a cruise. What do you want me to do? Mope about? Like, those weren't my exact words, but I'm like, there's no point in me getting down over something that I have no control over, right? Because I'm not just gonna make me feel like shit. Whereas if I just accept it, that it's like, yeah, look, like if I want to do the army thing, I got to be over here right now. Yeah, if you want to go on a cruise, unfortunately, I don't always get to talk to you on the phone. It's like, it is what it is, right? She went on an Alaskan cruise with her parents, so like she didn't have reception. So it's just one of those things where it's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, go like, oh, I miss her all the time, or just be like, just accept that it's like, well, she's coming back. So
countless foes and prove their valor time and again. One who would lead my armies to victory against the great darkness that seeks to devour this world.
I know, but it's just one of those things where sometimes I say what's on my mind rather than just be like, yeah, just saying what they want to hear.
I have saved you. I name you.
No, honestly, she never gets upset at me.
Bring glory to these halls.
But she does poke fun at it. Like, what was I gonna mention about that? Oh yeah, because I mentioned like she she sometimes takes these photos with her beauty camera app, and it makes her skin like super pale. Like she'll like brighten it up really, so her skin looks really pale, like an actual like a girl from Korea. I don't think she does it on purpose to get the pale skin. It's just how the lighting sometimes works. And I was just like, yeah, you know, she sent me a bunch of pictures. Like, yeah, I like most of them, but there's a couple, and I'm just like, why don't you just say that you like all of them rather than be like, well, you know, a couple of these? Because I'm like, I don't know. That's just how I am sometimes. I want to point out what I like, so maybe then you're like, oh, okay, he likes this kind of stuff, and then, right? Well, you know what? Everybody that I met in the military that I appreciate are people that speak their minds. Let's say how it is rather than beating around the bush. Like people are just like, if they think you're being an idiot, they're just like, you're being a fucking idiot, and then it's like, okay, yeah, cool, right? Rather than be like, well, you know, and like kind of dancing around the subject. It's like, dude, just tell it to me straight up, right? I'd rather appreciate that. Like people that like can say things straight up, like just give me your opinion, like because that happens all the time. So officers will come around and be like, well, I shouldn't say all the time, but it's happened some months where an officer will come around and be like, yeah, how's it going? Even though like he knows it's a shitty go, like he knows that it's shitty, it's raining and stuff. He'll be like, yeah, good sir, yeah, it's great. It's like, it's like, well, someone's like, tell me honestly, how is this, right? And then one time I heard the story, and this dude's like, dude, look, this is fucking shit. He's like, I was in Afghanistan, and it wasn't this bad, and we're like just in a training exercise, and they're like, you even want to be here and stuff? And it's like, well, dude, like you asked his honest opinion, so he gave it to you, and if you don't like it, well, maybe you shouldn't ask for people's opinions anymore. Like, that's the thing that I'm getting at. Like, I'd rather have someone straight up tell me honestly what they actually think of something, as long as it's constructive. It's not just like, oh, well, this sucks, right? But being like, hey, this is worse than actual deployment. I'd say that's fairly constructive. Be like, okay, either we're on the ball, or maybe we're going a little bit too intense for like intro training or something, right? Yeah, like, well, I think what was really pissing people off about this one. This was before I actually made it to the unit, but what was pissing people off is these guys were all chilling in their nice, like, heated tent and all this stuff. And then all these other guys are in the trenches and they're like, oh, boys, it's tough out here. And it's like, okay, dude, whatever, right? It's because they weren't, like, leading from the front in that sense. Like, they weren't, like, so, you know. If you're not in the suck, at least don't make it seem like you are, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways, that was the previous command team before I got there, so. That was the old CO, that was the old CO before I got there. Then when I got there, we had Lieutenant Colonel Prohar, and he was, like, awesome. He was, like, a bro. Like, he'd bump into the halls, he'd be like, hey, how's it going, man, and stuff, right? Like, whereas, like, I was talking to other units, like, for the 1st Battalion, for instance, like, yeah, if we see our CO, we just, like, about turn, or, like, we sneak into a hallway or whatever and get out of the way, right? And it's like, okay, right? It just seems weird. Our unit's pretty, like, lax in terms of, like, you'll get every dude just like, hey, how's it going and stuff. Like, if you know the guy, obviously, or if, like, yeah, I don't know. I find it's, like, different from other people that I talk to. Like, they're like, no, it's not like that at all. Oh no, dude! They already think that we're super lax. Half the time we're in exercise clothing. Although they're saying again now at 10 o'clock we gotta change again. So let's see how long this time it lasts. But yeah, like we're known for being super lax and stuff. But honestly, it doesn't have to be super strict. Like here's the thing that I learned from my previous job. My boss told me this. He's like, okay, we're good buds. Like he's like, when I'm like John, your friend, we can shoot the shit, whatever. When I'm John, the boss, right? It's different, right? So there's personal relationships and there's professional relationships, right? That's all there is. So like, yes, when you're actually like doing the job or whatever, sure, you can be a bit more serious, like be like, hey, but like when you're just chilling, you don't have to be all like freaking uptight. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Yeah, that's my opinion. Like, there's no point. Like I said, like I've heard some stories where this is at the training center though, where some dude's like wife was giving birth, so he missed his like graduation parade, and then he gets back and he had a leave pass, so he's allowed to leave. He gets back like an hour earlier than he was supposed to be, and
Death cannot
the guy's all like, you know, like, this is ridiculous that you missed your parade and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, you could have just been like, hey, congrats. It's too bad that you missed your parade, but it's important that you saw your daughter, or like, made it to see your daughter getting born. He didn't even see the actual birth. He got there after, right? So it's like, you know, rather than being a dick about it, you know, you could probably just be like, hey, congratulations. Done. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, nah, it's, fuck, that's stupid. Yeah, like, I don't know. Everybody has a different leadership style, and you know, it's just one of those things where sometimes you have to deal with someone that maybe you don't like. You don't like the leadership style, but that's who you got in charge. So you're like, okay. I don't really know a new CO too well, but the old CO, yes, very much so. We still have the same regimental sergeant major, so that's good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty happy so far with what I've been given now.
Tell me of your battles. Go now, my champion.
I forget how we got on this topic, but yeah. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, it's Chris, right? Yeah. Yeah, like that other thing too. It's sad that Travis wants to like slink away to like some mountain retreat somewhere to be alone as well. It's one of those things where it's like, oh. But then again, I guess he could meet someone that also kind of likes that lifestyle, and then like just live there. But what does he find Vancouver fucked up about? Like just the cost of living?
Pretty much everything.
But does the crime rate really affect him though? Like I don't know. I was living there for like 20 something years, and I never really felt the crime rate affected us at all. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, no doubt. Like, there's obviously people who have a different experience. Like, obviously, like I said, like, yeah, we had some dude try to kick open our door, but he booked it as soon as like he heard someone call inside, right? So I mean, and then I guess there was the dude that was randomly shot in Langley, misidentified, right? So I mean, there's always that kind of like risk, but I didn't think Vancouver was that bad. Yes, cost of living is definitely a big complaint. Transit system, I'd say it depends where you go. If you're going downtown, I don't know. I found the transit system fine, like downtown, right? Especially with the Compass card. But like around like getting there takes a while, and then you know around the other areas, no, it's not as good, right? Well, that's anywhere. That's the thing. Other than like, I guess if you're living in some mountain in Kamloops, yeah, you might not have to deal with that. I don't know, man. I read a lot of news and listen to a lot of shit, and it doesn't really get me down. I'm just like, yeah, well, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, honestly, every yeah, shit happens. Honestly, there's always gonna be corruption. Like, it's just how it goes. Of course, like, if I'm in power and my buddy goes like, "Hey, man, do me a solid," if I'm like, "Fuck you, no," right? If that's the guy that supported me to get me elected, well, it might be an issue, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, so there's always going to be issues like that. Like, even in the military, honestly, if you know some dudes, yeah, you can get like a lot of shit done for you. That's just how it works, right?
I serve a greater power.
Like, in terms of transit, I mean, like, yeah, there's always going to be issues like that. TransLink and all these other companies, yeah, of course. But at the same time, there's no perfect system because you could be like, okay, let's do it like Soviet Russia where everything's controlled by the government. Well, the problem with that then is like it doesn't work either. You always need a balance between everything. Um, no, I know, but a lot of people have this attitude where they're like, okay, let's just go to like a one-party system where, like, I'm not saying this is Travis, but just it makes sense in theory to be like, oh yeah, one-party system, everything's decided by this power. There's no corruption, nothing, but that's not true. There's a shitload of corruption, right? It's You're never gonna win, so getting down about it is not gonna help. And like hiding away in some mountain retreat, yes, it's gonna be nice, honestly. Like that sounds cool, like I wouldn't mind my own place too, but I would not do it to be like getting away from people. I'd just do it so I have my own little quiet place, but I'd still go in to go do stuff with other people, right? Like that's the main problem. Like yeah, I wouldn't mind living in like some remote region, but it's just a matter of getting back to civilization all the time, which I would want to do, right? The big issue I would have with living out, in the bush, for instance, is like I said, transportation back to civilization. Other than that, like I get it. Like there's a lot of people that live when we were doing the fires up near Williams Lake. There's a lot of people that have these like remote houses in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, I kind of get it, I guess, because no one really bothers you out there, right? Well, you got to remember that these people have families, they have kids, they go out hunting, they have ATVs, they go out and do stuff. They don't just sit in their house all day, right? It's just if that's something that doesn't appeal to you, right, then you would not want to do that. See, here's the thing: rather than a prefab home, why doesn't he just build his own house on there and just like move out to Kamloops, rent a place out there first, and then just drive up on weekends and start building his house, right? Yeah. Well, he's probably if he went to go talk to the bank, it might not be like right now I want a loan, but he might be like, okay, hey, in like 10 years from now, this is my plan, blah 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 blah. So what can I do to make this happen, right? Yeah, so I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he'll go there and be like, "Hey, how do I make this happen? And they'll look at everything and try to give them some advice on it, right? And they might tell them if it's feasible or not. You know what? My girlfriend mentioned though, like, because I was talking about like we were talking about only children sometimes. Well, well, no, no. Oh, is that what Chris used to tell Travis? No, but it is true apparently that a lot of only children, like kids that were like, I, sounds weird to say only children, but anybody who's been like a single child, I guess, or whatever, apparently a lot of them have like social development issues. Like, I'm not saying that's what Travis has, but like in her experience teaching, a lot of the kids that are only childs, they aren't the same as the kids that have brothers and sisters and were able to socialize at an early age. I don't know if that's like the case for everybody because I think my mom seems to have turned out all right, maybe. But like obviously, like it does affect some kids. Well, it's probably at a young age if you're a close age to your sibling or whatever, you can socialize, right? And build that socialization skills. And I'm sure there's other ways to do it, like if you went to preschool or if there's other kids around that you hung out with a lot as a kid. But that's not always the case. Some parents don't have their kids socialize at a young age. Like I honestly I never found Travis that socially awkward, to be honest. Like, yeah, he's not really like, hey babe, how's it going to all like the chicks, but like I mean, were any of us really like that? Not really. So like I don't I think what it is Travis right now doesn't really have anybody like yes, we're all his friends, but we don't exactly go out and do stuff constantly with him, right? Anymore because we've all moved on and grown up. So I think one of the things now is like he's trying to carve his own place out what he wants, right? And like I said, it's unfortunate because I think like things might have turned out differently if we all picked a different path, but that's just how it works sometimes, right? Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. And I don't know, it just makes me kind of sad that he wants to like just be some hermit out in the mountains. But like I said, maybe I'm being a bit melodramatic and it's like not going to be like that. It's more like he just wants his own place, have a decent, nice place. He's on that lake or whatever, and then drives into Kamloops, meets a nice girl, and then like voila, he's living the life, right? Like maybe that's what he's looking for. Honestly, I think he's fine with just like professional based to just be like, okay, here's what we're doing, right? I think it's only when it, well, because I don't know. I'd like to think that he'd be fine because like even for me, like I mean, I didn't have like a lot of dating experience, so anytime like I worked with girls in like a class and I was really focused more on the class and learning and stuff, I didn't really care so much about like, oh no, this girl's talking to me. What do I do, right? It's like that's just like whatever, right? And I'd like to think Travis would be the same way if he's actually like doing stuff, right? Well, he doesn't seem awkward around my girlfriend, so there's that. I don't know, man, because Chris can be a little awkward around her sometimes. I don't know. I felt sometimes Chris made some jokes, and I'm like, no, I'm kidding. I don't think Chris is that awkward around her either. Well, I think it's just more sometimes Chris, the way Chris talks, sometimes I feel is a little exaggerated. Dude, Well, what do you mean, like exactly, like? Yeah, um, she's fairly busy most of the time, anyways. So it's not like she's like sitting around at home being like, "Wow, Chris said that we're gonna play some board games and you never called me," right? So it's not like that. And I mean, don't feel awkward asking about it either because it's not like I know you guys aren't just gonna like invite her over and then like tag team her or something. Well, I'm just saying, like, so it's like, oh yeah, being more inclusive while you're not there. I'm like, yeah, yeah, but like, I'm not concerned, obviously, about that. So, um, I'll mention it to her. Um, like I said, she's always. I'll be like, yeah, Richard really wants to see you.
It'll be so awkward.
And I'll say it right, like I'll talk to her right when Gold Ducat's like talking about his perverse pleasures.
Oh god.
Well, welcome to my life living to the military barracks. Like, I mean, it hasn't been bad, except for like recently there's been more like fuck ups now. Like, there's like this one dude discharged like a fire extinguisher in the hallway. And then in the morning I wake up and I go out in the hallway and it's just all this fucking yellow powder all over. I'm like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I'm like, whatever. Cleaners will get it on Monday. So I go for breakfast. I come back to my room. I'm kind of just doing my thing. I get a knock on the door. I open it up and it's like, well, I look through the people first, and I just shouldn't have fucking answered the door. And then I answered the door. It's like the barracks duty guy, and he's just like, "Yeah, hey, work party. We need to clean this up." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, I know you didn't do it, but you know, you live here in this hallway, so unfortunately." So I was like, "Okay." So it's like me and one other dude because everybody else out there just didn't answer their door or like isn't there, and we don't have like big push brooms. We have like a little like hand, like not a hand broom, but like like it's not like a big broom meant for a big hallway. So, anyways, we sweep up all this shit and we mop it. It took us like half an hour. It wasn't that bad, but it was just one of those things where it's like it didn't have to take that long. And then I'm just like, fuck, like every time someone does this, I'm fixing their fucking mistakes. Like last time some dude spray painted the wall. Luckily I didn't have to like go do anything. But it's just one of those things where it's like, kid, dude, look, stop fucking things over for me. Cause yeah, I'm not really happy about that. Well, here's the other thing too, like fuck. If I ever catch someone, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Like, like really pissed because I'm like, look, because it's well. Here's the thing in the military too. It's not like one person gets fucked over. They'll fuck you all over until they find out who it was, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, look, dude, like we were already talking about this at work the other day because he's like, I heard there's some trouble again in there. I'm like, oh, the fire extinguisher. He's like, again? I was like, oh, I don't know what he was talking about. Anyways. But he's like, yeah, make sure you guys police each other. And then he's like, yeah, like, it used to be that each unit got their own wing. So if something happened to that wing, it was either those guys fucking up or someone fucking with them, in which case they'd, like, find out, right? But now everybody's intermingled. So then, you mix some alcohol with some young, stupid fucks. The next thing you know, right? Like the other day, like there's this guy who's kind of like meandering, like walking kind of like outside. He almost walked into the glass window, turns around, like, leans against the wall, and I'm like, hey buddy, you alright? He's like, yeah, yeah. Like he just kind of nodded, like stared, and I was like, okay. When I went inside, I looked back, and he just like slumped down on the wall, like basically back against the wall, and slid down. I was like, okay. Like, dude, like honestly, it's actually quite depressing here. Like, it's not depressing for me. I'm like, fine. It's like it's a room, right? I got a bed. I go eat. I go work out. I got like social interactions. Like, I can call you guys. I can call family. I can go out if I really want to, right? So it's not the end of the world. But for like a lot of people, they get super depressed in here, and apparently like it happens more often than you think. But like there's like a lot of like dudes that are like suicidal and shit. Well, you got to remember, a lot of people aren't good at coping with shit, right? Just
It's too
people are,
bad.
especially this generation now, like they're not used to coping with shit.
Let their dark words be purged in fire.
Like life's easier right now. Like before it was like, okay, yeah, you're 18, you're gonna go get a fucking job. Like some people are still like that, but a lot of people now are like their parents are very supportive to the point where people aren't used to not having that support. Like a lot of people comment to me, they're like, "Man, you're still in the shacks?" Like they call it the shacks. So like, fuck, I would have blown my brains out by now. Like, okay. No, a lot of people do hate it in here. Like they're like, because they feel that it's like they're almost still at work. And I get it. Maybe they were in a room with another dude that they work with, or worse, with someone that they fucking hate that they don't even know, right? Whereas I'm like in a single room. But also I think it's, like I said, mentality is everything too. If you're like, fuck, this sucks, yeah, it sucks.
I can't attack that.
The other thing too is a lot of people are used to drinking, doing drugs, all this kind of shit. How they cope with shit? Yeah. No, I'm saying you can do all that stuff still here. So what I'm saying is they're still doing that shit, but that's what they used to cope with shit, I guess. And then it's just they break eventually. You can technically drink as long as you're not on duty. You're not supposed to get drunk theoretically because you're on duty 24/7, but like people still get drunk. Like it's not like you're gonna get called in for like 2 hours. And drugs, obviously, you're not supposed to do, but people don't do them. Like, I'm surprised, actually, people that I've met, like, just even not in the military, the amount of drugs that people actually use, that you don't, like, you could look at someone and you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's normal Joe or Sally or something, and they look completely normal, have great jobs, professional, everything like that. But in their off time, they do some sort of recreational drug. Yeah, like, exactly, that's a good example of fentanyl, where, like, you know, people are doing some recreational drug and they overdose, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, clean cut couple, and suddenly you're like, holy fuck, I would never thought that those people do drugs, right? And it's like, no, that's a stereotype of like, oh, everybody that does drugs is on the downtown east side and looks scraggly and like fucked up. That's not the case at all. Yeah, and that's why when you see these actors and actresses overdose, it's like, okay, it makes sense. I guess you have a lot of money, you can buy drugs, right?
The Legion believes this brute can intimidate us. Prove them
Well, that's the
wrong.
thing. That's the thing, right? If you know someone that does it, right? Like, right? Like your buddies go out drinking, you're probably gonna go out drinking too, and it's not that easy to be like, yeah, I'll just have one drink and I'm good, right? A lot of times, I have like 3-4 drinks.
Logistics and supplies are
What?
often forgotten in the heat of battle, but are critical to maintaining our presence here.
Like usually,
Collect
if
what
I go
you
out,
can from
I
the
usually
field to
casually
strengthen
sip
our
on my
defense.
stuff, and then I'll have like 2 drinks, right? But yeah, that was probably the first time you drank in a long time at the Stormcrow or whatever.
You will find no salvation, traitors.
You gotta try some of that shit from the Sunwell, man. The Sunwell.
You will know true pain.
By the way, so yeah, I was looking into like a lot of Legion stuff, and What do you think about this whole Illidan Stormrage actually being like a good guy?
Wretched souls, your decree comes swiftly.
Yeah, but that Burning Crusade thing, like, that wasn't from the Burning Crusade that it developed into being a bad guy. That was from Warcraft 3.
I need a target.
Siding with the Burning Legion during the War of the Ancients.
I move swiftly.
Well, why do you think he looks like a demon like that? Because Sargeras, like, empowered him. Well, originally what it was he was supposed to be a druid, and then they're like, nah, sorry, you're too prideful and shit. They're like, oh yeah, but Malfurion will teach you to be a druid. And he's like, well, what the fuck, dude? Malfurion's just like the same as me. So then apparently he became a really powerful, like, in the arcane magic instead. Like, he was really good at magic shit. But then, like, yeah, I guess eventually he's like, oh man, the Legion's too strong. And then now in the actual WoW expansion, from what I understand, they're trying to make it seem like he's like, oh, I only sided with the Legion to find another way to beat them. Like, kind of like, be like, you know, learn from them to find their weakness, right? That kind of shit. Because, yeah, apparently in the War of the Ancients, like, he sided with the Legion, then, like, yeah. I think he killed a bunch of people and shit. Well, what it is I think it's part of the quest lines, so you have to do the quest lines. You can probably just look for it on Google. Like, I'll just search for, like, Illidan cinematics or whatever, and then just watch them.
I move swiftly.
No. There is some power in Golden Skull, but I think, like, he was really powerful even before he got that. What do you mean, prime time?
You have seen but a fraction of our might.
That would be so in Burning Crusade. That was prime time. Both of them he's dead though. Yes. Dude, he died in like Warcraft 2, I think.
Thank you. These crystals can be adapted to power our defenses. They are a valuable resource.
I think there's like the Shade of Gul'dan or whatever or something. I don't remember. I don't think he was the boss in Burning Crusade.
Oh man, Richard, this is taking forever. I'm trying to get my class mount, but in order to complete parts of this quest, I have to complete a whole nother quest chain line.
For what, sir?
for my class mount.
Oh.
Azeroth will be ours.
Maybe he'll feel differently after, you know, a few years. Road trip? Road trip. This ain't elementary school, Richard.
Yeah, honestly, on a long weekend, you could easily drive out there and drive back. Oh shit! Apparently, there's 24 new messages. Oops. Sorry, I was in the vibranium one. I was like, wow, these guys aren't talking well. Actually, it is. It's only that I shut off, like, because I'm over here right now, I just shut off, like, alerts. But if I was actually back in BC, I'd keep them on, right? It's just here, if you guys are planning shit, it's like, well, I can't go anyway, so... Now I can see we haven't even been using core that much. Like the last thing I said was on the 24th. It was like, how'd you do the parrot thing? When you guys were like, oh, you have to pay for it. And then it was like Travis doing his little like dance thing, and that was it. Yes. I know, but we definitely were talking about each other more. So what's this that you're showing here?
Kill you! Take your things!
We cannot be stopped.
That's kind of sad, actually, that it's been 5 years already. Holy fuck. We could do Golden Ears next year. Yeah, so, the only thing is, like, for me, like, I don't know when my leave's gonna be next summer, so I have to find that out first before I can even commit to anything, right? Nope, not at all. Well, how about you guys just plan something, and if I can make it, I can make it. If not, I can't. I'm sure he can to an extent. It just because he's shift work, right? So all he has to do is find someone to fill his shifts from. It's not a big deal. Because he's probably only because he gets 4 days off, so it's just a matter of covering those 4 days, and the other guy then he works the other 4 days, right? Oh shit, because I'm in Edmonton, I can join any time, day, week.
turn the cannon on Kill Jaden's ship.
Oh shit, Travis can do all the location planning and packing planning. There will be strict packing.
Nice shooting.
What does he mean?
With that cursed ship out of commission, we can focus on other fronts.
Well, we did have some stuff in Travis's truck though, but what's it called? Why don't we just go to Golden Years? That's a lot simpler. I mean, Travis might not like it because it's too crowded. Maybe he wants somewhere a bit more remote, but indeed.
Bow before the Master's armies!
We recommend.
Oh, Richard, why does this game do this to me? Oh, the quest line requires me to talk to this NPC in order to trade in some items for another item. But in order to talk to this NPC, I need a mask, which is part of another quest line. So I need to do another 10 quests to get this item. And oh my god, why does it go on and on?
By light be purged! Wretched souls, your defeat shall come swiftly.
Wait, how can you not solo those ones at level 110? No, but aren't there other people there doing those world quests too? So won't they just help you? Oh, you know what it is? It's probably well, for one, you could talk into the zone and be like, "Hey, anybody doing these world quests?" Or for two, what it is? I was checking out your guys' server. Your server's like hours ahead. It's like 2-3 hours ahead. Yeah, it's not a Pacific server.
Oh man, why are we even here?
Well, there's advantages to doing that though, because meaning I'm trying to think here. It's later. I guess you'd raid earlier in the day, which is kind of nice, right?
Powerful Eridar are held in stasis as their bodies are...
Yeah, well, what I mean is, the advantage of being on a PSC server, or on a server that's 3 hours ahead, is if you want to raid earlier in the day so you go to bed at a normal time, that kind of works out, right? Because if you're raiding till midnight, you know, it's only going to be like, what, 9 o'clock for you? If you raid for 3 hours, so... Well, what I'm saying is it works for Travis because he's in Pacific, right? But for some people, if they're over there, yeah, it's going to be the same time for them. It's just if you want to go to bed earlier, it's an advantage for that. It just means that you have to raid earlier, don't you? Holy fuck! And then how far ahead is your server? It's like 2-3 hours. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't remember the exact figure. If you go over to your like time, like your time, and hover your mouse over it, it'll tell you the local time versus like the server time.
And so the Legion is deprived of yet another...
Yeah, so that means that if you go 6, what did you say, 6 to 9? That means that your right time starts at 3 o'clock. For what? Wait, art? What? What? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So if their raid time, server time is 6 o'clock, that means that for you, that would be 3 o'clock. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that you already converted it because, like, holy fuck. I guess that works for Travis. 3 o'clock, sure. Gets off work and then right into raiding. Yeah.
I don't have a target.
Scar's still here, so yeah. Probably. Apparently, it's like really hot at the apartment. I think so.
Wait, why don't you guys just get an air conditioner?
Our scouts have pinpointed a gathering of some of the Legion's most skilled pilots.
No, at the apartment.
This would be a perfect opportunity to take them out.
Oh, well, get a hose?
Yeah, they do have a hose, it's just not the right size. I really hate Suramar. Yeah.
Moving in to strike.
You want to have a what, sorry? I see.
I need to get closer.
Another falls by our hand.
Why?
That's why you pull everything, Richard. Are you still playing your paladin? Oh, never mind.
I need to target something first.
Which character are you playing? Do you have a taunt? You might have your taunt on your DPS version too, because my paladin had his taunt still in Wrath of Lich King, so I used it all the time. Like, so if I didn't have a ranged ability, if Judgment was on cooldown or whatever, I'd use my taunt to like pull stuff. Or you can use it in PvP too to put yourself in combat, because when you're in combat, they can't use certain abilities on you. So for instance, like if you're in combat, they can't, like rogues can't do certain things to you, right? So like I used to just put myself in combat, and then once a rogue wanted to do some shit, he couldn't. Like I think it's SAP. The target has to be out of combat. Yeah, so I just put myself in combat. Like obviously I'd have to taunt an enemy player, but it's just a way to like do shit. Or if you want to force an enemy player to stay in combat, you can just taunt them, and it should.
I'm out of
I don't know if it
range.
still works, but that's what I used to do. So it's the same thing though, like with enemies, right? When you're like
I need to get
mass
closer.
pulling shit, just use a taunt on something and it'll take the guy. I'm pretty sure.
Moving in to strike. Every ship grounded without a pilot means one less enemy firing on the Vindicar.
Yeah, your stream
shields.
froze, so I gotta reload it.
Excellent work.
Still doing airstrikes? Can you not fly?
Death to our enemies.
No, I meant your mount. You can't.
We identified an area crucial to getting our troops to the front lines, only to find the place infested with demon spiders. Burn out those nests.
How do you do it? I'll look it up.
Do not cross.
Let's see.
Oh, come on.
I move swiftly.
Oh man, in order to talk to this NPC, I need to use this mask to disguise myself. But I have to get from... like, I have to pretty much go from one side of Stormwar to the other. And if I go too close to enemies, they'll, like, notice my disguise and it'll be all over. Yeah.
Okay, so here, apparently. Let's see. Okay, so you have to finish your class campaign, your class order campaign. You have to get friendly, I think, with all factions. No, you have to get revered with all the Legion factions, or 6 original Legion factions, sorry. You have to get Lore Master, so you have to do all the quests, like you have to get the achievement for each zone. And then you also have to explore all the zones, and you have to finish 100 world quests. So had you done this at the start of the expansion, yeah, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but now it's like you can do it, but it's gonna take a bit of time. And then to fly on Argus, you need part 1, so the stuff that I already mentioned. Then you need Explore the Broken Shore and Legion Commander. Legion Fall Commander, sorry. Yes, I think so. You know, it used to be that you just pay gold and you got flying, so that was a lot better, and now they're like forcing people to like quest and shit, which is kind of gay. It's gay if you jump in on at the end of the expansion. Richard, fuck this guy up. Fuck him up.
I can't attack
Hey,
my target.
you should what's it called? You You should dual run. Have you dueled
Scorched the
Travis?
hovels of those Legion pests and cleared the way
How
for
have you
our
guys not
troops.
dueled yet? What the
Well
hell?
done.
I don't have a target.
Yeah, you still duel your friends. Come on.
Ever since that dueling incident with Chris, Richard doesn't like dueling.
What incident with Chris? Oh, where he equipped the ring or whatever? Well, you can't switch gear while you duel in WoW, so other than your weapon. Dude, I remember, so there's the public test realm in WoW.
It's
I remember going on there, and everybody would go there to PvP, right? Like, to duel in front of capital city, so like ours was Stormwind. Dude, I remember this one dude. Oh yeah, the other thing about the PTR too, you can create a max level character right away and test out shit, right? So even if you don't have like a level, let's say 110 mage, or I guess it was level 80 back then for Wrath of the Lich King, even if you didn't have like a, let's say a level 80 mage, you could create one on the test round that comes with like decent gear, and then you could test it out. So like, I was there and I had better gear than the test realm default characters would get, right? So like I would duel in front of Stormwind with people, and dude, like some of the guys are like super bad. And I was like, fuck. Like this one dude, I forget what I beat him with. I was using like I think a fishing rod or something, and I beat him. Like as my main weapon. Well, because my auto attack didn't do a lot of damage, but my judgment and other shit still did no damage. I don't. Maybe it changed now. Like I used something that was like ridiculous, and I still beat him. And then everybody was just like laughing because we're all like hanging out. Like the decent PvPers kind of like know. Like you can tell if someone's decent by watching them. So yeah, like we were all kind of like just laughing at how I beat this guy. He was like, oh, blah 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 blah, and he was trying to make excuses. Like yeah, whatever, dude.
The burning fiend terrorizes our allies at the pits. Extinguish the threat.
Yeah, like so this is when they were playing on the opposite faction for a while. Yeah, and like me and Chris were like dueling, and then suddenly like he just called and said, dudes to come and kill me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I still got away, but it was just like, really, dude? I think it was just random dudes that were standing there. I think he's like, hey, let's get this guy.
Another demon awaits your disposal. Find it and bring it to an end.
I don't know, it was pretty funny, all things considered. Nothing's more satisfying than people actually having to kind of like fuck you over to win. Because that tells you something that they either see you as a threat, or they just want to fuck with you, one of the two.
Why? What happened?
Fuck Richard. Wait, where are you right now, Miss Zargus? Oh, don't miss it, Richard. Don't miss it.
One by one, we will teach them the folly of their crusade.
The Army of the Light has need of you, hero. I know we can rely on you to get the job done.
That sucks. Yeah, but does it really matter? Do you really care about, like, what did he drop? Like, anything good? Oh. Like, honestly, you're playing now for Battle of Azeroth, not really Legion. You kind of missed the Legion boat. Like, you're enjoying some of the Legion content, but at this point, it's just kind of like you're just waiting for the expansion to come out.
Surrender to the Everblade! Another foe reduced to ashes.
No. As much as an achievement whore as I was just like, you know what, that's a bit too far. Like, it's a time kill sink, right? Like, at that point, I'm like, well, fuck, there's so many other things that I could get, right? Why should I bother with this, like, pet battle shit? Oh, man, you're already talking about how all these mounts that you want to get and shit. Well, there's no difference between collecting achievements and collecting mounts. Because honestly, how often are you going to fly or use those mounts? Probably not very often. You're going to have your one or two go-tos, and the rest are just going to sit there and rot. That you're going to pull out once in a while to be like, check this out. Oh yeah, when did Chris do that?
Our cause is just. Our purpose noble.
Where the hell do you get these laystone ores from?
You buy it.
Do you really?
Yep.
In darkest night, we still shine with hope.
What the hell, Richard?
Did Travis suggest you add-ons, or did you just kind of pick your own? Well, Deadly Boss mods is standard. You said you don't like the minimalist? Oh, I see. You want the window art and stuff. Well, what was wrong with the default UI? Yeah, that's what I used to use. I used to move anything. Like, it worked pretty well. And the thing that I like the best about it is it didn't fuck up my vehicle stuff so much. Whereas using like a lot of custom mods, sometimes can like start conflicting with Blizzard's own shit. What does WeCars do? Wasn't
We shall
Blizzard already
see
have
the
that kind of
legion's end.
in the game? Hmm. Let me know when you're doing it, because I'm have a couple of the windows going. Oh, okay, that works. Okay, I'll see. I guess. Oh. Well, that's why I was like, I don't know why you don't have something like that, Rich. Well, that's how you got max DPS, man. That's true. Other games, do they really have rotations for DPS either, or no?
Yeah, rotations. Yep.
Good answer, man.
The light welcomes you, champion. Lend what assistance you can. Illyria
By
is
the way, I
leading
think
the
Riley left
forces
already.
there and will be able to direct your efforts.
Yeah, I don't use car there anymore.
I don't know. I used to use a lot of add-ons when I first started playing WoW, and over the years, I kind of started using less and less because I found a lot of times add-ons would like break shit, or sometimes like if something happened and it stopped working, I'd be like fuck and stuff. Like it doesn't happen very often, but usually every like big patch, if someone doesn't keep it up to date, it can kind of fuck up. So the biggest one that I always found that fucked up is when you jump into a vehicle. Sometimes, like I said, the vehicle bar would not shift, and then you'd be like stuck, not being able to do shit.
Wait, we gone thing? The hell?
Oh, so I was talking for no reason. It's okay. And add-ons really changed. I'm just checking out Curse right now. I'm just like, huh. It's like all the shit that I used to use gone.
Suck it, Eric.
Oh fuck, it's Riley.
Yeah, what's up? Owned. Fucking slept out when you weren't fucking looking. Indeed. I just came to say hi before I go play PUBG. Okay, PUBG time.
Is that what the cool kid? Oh, dude, I remember when people were first talking about PUBG at work. I was like, oh fuck, PUBG. I wonder where this place is.
It's a pretty sweet pub.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, what's this PUBG that everybody's talking about? Because like, yeah, and then one guy's like, yeah, fucking chicken dinner or whatever, and I was like, oh fuck, I had chicken dinner yesterday.
Oh, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, they had chicken dinner.
He's like, me and like. He's like, me and this guy, we had chicken dinner or whatever. Got that chicken dinner, and I'm like, fuck. I totally didn't realize that they're talking about game for like 20 minutes.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's a pub for gays. All right.
Are you playing?
What? Yo, Pride Day?
Okay, I will be back. I just need to call my girlfriend and say goodbye.
Okay, good luck with that. Bye.
Wow. Oh man, I'm sure I'm getting close. I can almost taste it. Once I complete this quest, I get it. I wonder how this thing flies. Like, it's a horse. It'd be nicer if it had wings. Like, what the fuck? I may just stick with my winged guardian. God damn it. Yeah. I don't give a shit about undead griffins, bitch. Why? Is 2 undead? Yep. Wait, I'm doing this now, so hold on.
How may I help?
Oh, I get to choose paladins. Here, let me stream this for you, to accompany me on this. You watching? Yeah. Which one of these fools should I pick? Yep. No, they're going to accompany me on this mission. Oh, I see. Some of them are retribution, some of them protection, some of them are salvation. Yeah, I'm gonna pick. I get to choose two, so protection and salvation, I guess. There we go. Oh, I want to see Torn. So I may actually be Torn one day. I know. For some reason this reminds me of Vindictus. Oh shit. This place. Do you ever think about playing that game again? Yeah. True, but I was just thinking more towards like, shit, my guy's dead. Shit, yeah, he's dead. I was thinking more towards like the ambience and like the setting.
The very roots of the World Tree are corrupted by the nightmare. Cleanse Shalanir of the infestation that has claimed it.
True. Jesus. Those aren't artifacts? Why don't you go get your artifacts? Oh.
Crunchies, lucky goose and root. Good fortune to all friends of the Grummels.
Give up! There is no hope for this
need me to. And you call yourselves paladins. I don't know. Oh yeah, I can mount up in here. Jeez. Look at these guys' mounts. At least this guy's horse is fucking huge.
I'm out of range.
Where's this other guy? What the fuck?
Another falls by our hand. We cannot be stopped. Stop us!
One day Shalinir will be reclaimed, and the roots of the World Tree safeguarded. We must not rest until that day dawns upon Val'sharah.
I need to get closer.
Man, I'm always amazed that you can play with all those numbers on your screen. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, the hell? Wait. What? Oh, I want my mount. Holy shit, where's Rubendir? What? Man, we gotta watch all those MASH episodes all over again. Oh, yeah, we could do that. Lord Grayson, get out of here. Lord Grayson. You call yourself a paladin. I don't know. What the hell? Where's he going? Oh, Jesus. What? Over where? I have no idea. I think so. Yes. Okay, show me the thing you're gonna show me.
Lord Illidan knows the way.
Actually, hold on. Let me
Side of
finish
Souls
this.
tells me that it's jealous of you harvesting so many powerful spirits.
Look at this, Richard. You're gonna miss it. It's a cutscene. Yes. That was so weird, man. Let's go see the steed. I need to go somewhere where I can fly. Yeah. Yep, it just flies. Just like your nightmare steed or whatever. I don't like how you can't view, like, if you're looking at mounts on the auction house, you can't view them. I know. Well, I like it. It's just that I'd like to get more mounts. Over here. Yeah. That's not bad. Oh, that's pretty. Looks the same as your other freaking dragon dude. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. Bad thing about being Horde and being a Paladin is like, there's not very many Paladin like Horde mounts. Ew, what the fuck is that? That looks really stupid looking. Shit, how is this flying? That's stupid. But again, I'm riding a horse that's flying. I wish it had some wings, like really, like a Pegasus. Yeah, something, just something, right? Anyway, do you want to go down and watch now, or? Here's the best mount right here. The one I'm using right now. Should we go down? Oh. I want to get some barding. Like, fuck, man. What? I'm talking about a tabard. Sorry. No, for my person. Tabard. It's I call it barding, but it's tabard. Is there a way you can save transmog sets? How do you do that? On the transmog window?
Come, shop, browse, smell. May your feet find good trails.
Streaming them.
The hell, it's way better than mine. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, do you want to or no? Well, then you need to do this now. No, I mean, let's go watch now.